Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Ashley J and I thank you for being here. So today we're going to chat about the 14 tips for making your relationship strong and stand the test of time. Before we get started, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and share it to someone who's looking to make their relationship stronger. These tips are awesome. And I just want to go ahead and jump right in because it's a lot of tips. So we're going to have to move along quick. So tip number one, they don't share. Okay, so this is talking about in the preference of a couple. They don't share private information about each other without the other person's permission. This is a big deal for me and my husband. He is very private. I'm kind of more of an open book, but before I share anything, I have to talk to him first to see if it's okay with him that I share certain situations with other people. And you have to make sure that your significant other is not telling your business, because there's certain things that just don't need to be said. All right. But you need to have discretion. Okay. So if it's something that, involves our health, then yeah, we'll go ahead and share it. If it's something that really, like, say, the argument we had 3 weeks ago or something, that doesn't need to be shared with anyone outside of your relationship. Tip number two, be unapologetically open. I am very open. I have to kind of conceal my openness a little bit sometimes because it makes my husband uncomfortable. But I have always felt like in order for a relationship to be great, you have to be transparent. So I don't mind sharing a lot of things with him. And sharing, I'll share my crazy feelings, something that could be scary for some people. I'll share those feelings because that's how you get to love each other and get to know each other. It also it's best to speak the truth about whatever the case is. You don't want to hide things. Be honest. Come up with ways to make your truth more digestible. Sometimes I know for me, I could be just straightforward to the point and there's no sugar coating what I say. But sometimes you have to come up with different ways to say things, like, say, I have a hard time with this, telling someone that their breath stinks. I try to say, hey, do you want some gum, or your breath is smelling a little strong, or something like that. Okay. Tip number three is they understand each other's differences. And I just want you to know, just in case you didn't know, there are no two people that's the same. Although you may have a lot of similarities, you aren't the same people. So you have to learn how to understand and work with each other's differences. And oh Jesus. So you have to learn how to understand and work with each other's differences. Let's see, for us, Tariq is a morning person. I am absolutely not a morning person. So sometimes we'll do things that I'll have to get up in the morning to do, and then sometimes he'll do things that I would like to do late at night. Like sometimes, a lot of times, people have this complication when it comes to sex. People have different tastes in sex, and you just have to learn how to come to a agreement, a compromise about your differences. Tip number four is commit to the relationship rules that each of you come up with. Everybody has boundaries, and the rules that you come up with in your relationship are going to reflect those boundaries that you each have. Okay? And you have to respect those boundaries. Having respect for your partner's boundaries is key to you guys surviving for a long time, and for you guys to, continue your love for each other. And it's important that you each that you each set boundaries for your relationship, because how else is your partner going to know that there's something that you're doing, something that they don't. Let me rephrase it, let me go back over. Okay, how else is your partner going to know that they are doing something that you don't like? You have to set those boundaries. And what is more important is that each of you abide by those rules. As let's see, a boundary that I have with my husband is the way he talks to me when he is, let's say, upset about something. A boundary for me is not yelling at me, being, you could get your point across, but don't yell. Speak to me in a respectful manner, like I'm speaking to you. And a boundary for him is being completely open about finances. So we have to respect those boundaries and live within those boundaries for each other. And it'll help you last longer, and it helps you with being transparent. Tip number 5, you should be there for your partner emotionally. We all go through difficult situations in life. When those situations come about, you need to be there for your significant other. There was a situation last year, no, the year before. My cousin was killed in a car accident, and it was right after we told everyone that I was pregnant. I was still early in my pregnancy. And because I did not want to do anything to harm my child, I actually I tried to cry, but I wanted to lose it, but I couldn't lose it. But Tariq was right there with me, feeling everything that I was feeling. I can't even describe the feeling that I had. It was unreal. But he was right there with me, feeling all of the things that I was feeling, and trying not to, lose all of my sanity about this, because it was unexplainable. So he was there for me emotionally during this time, and he actually had the reactions. He doesn't really show emotions too often, but he was there with me with when I couldn't react emotionally. He actually did it for me. And that's how you need to be for your partner. No matter what is going on between the two of you, you could have just had an argument that 5 minutes before something tragic happens. That needs to be pressed to the side, moved to the side, and you should be able to put those problems to the side and be there during those times of trouble. Tip number 6 is being able to show empathy. Being able to show empathy for your partner is a vital tool in your relationship. You should be able to feel their hurt at the same time as working on your healing together. So say you had something, I hate to keep saying this, but say a really bad argument, or let's say you got fired from your job. Your partner should be so in tune with you that they are able to feel what you are feeling at that moment. Tip number 7 is being able to reciprocate emotionally. This involves each of you giving and taking emotionally equally. So you're reciprocating emotions. So 1 minute, let's say, when like if someone is if there's a tragedy, one thing that you can do is feel what they are feeling, and then when they have something going on, you are feeling what they're feeling, and that way you both are equal to and in tune with each other. This is what a good relationship is about: feeling, giving, and taking. A relationship becomes draining when there's only one person that's giving and only one person that's taking. That's not a good relationship to be in. And that also might fall under the category of a toxic relationship, which I made a video for about before. So let's see. An example that I could give you is, let's see, my husband's grandmother. She is often sick, and I try to be there emotionally for him when these times come, because sometimes they're nervous. She's older, so they're nervous about her not living a long time, or living how can I say this? Just that she may not live past that particular health scare. So I try to be there for him in that realm, and he does the same for me. All right. The eighth tip is knowing that your significant other has your best interest at heart. That's right. Your best interest is at heart with your significant other. They are giving you the space to be themselves, or you're giving them the space to be themselves. Okay. This is something that we all need. It's great to be with each other, but at times we need to do what is important to us. So, I mean, just just do what you have to do. You need some alone time. You can't be together all the time. So have some alone time, and each of you be um happy with that alone time. I don't know if I want to say happy, but okay with that alone time. You're allowed to have some days where you self serve. Like for us, there's days when, you know, I mean, it's kind of difficult now because we have kids, but there's days when I want to be by myself. And those days sometimes come when I'm at the hair salon. There's times when he'll close himself up in his office because he needs to be by himself. And we are okay with that. Tip number 9, somebody has to stay strong during the times of tragedy. So, sorry. So, the times of tragedy, like I spoke about with my cousin, and there's another situation, my god sister, who's really like my sister, when she passed away, he was there for me. He was strong um, during those times, and I can be strong for him during those times. We can experience extreme times of extreme stress, but having a shoulder to lean on during those times is so helpful. It's okay for you to fall apart during those times, but both of you cannot do that at the same time, because somebody has to um, pull things together. After Next tip is, after each disappointment and hurt, there is a promise to love each other more deeply. Um, Regardless of how long you've been in your relationship, conflict is inevitable, and what you do with that conflict or after the conflict is key. So you have to make a new commitment to each other. That way, you start the day, your commitment, or even that, say you had an argument 5 minutes ago, and 2 minutes ago you made the commitment to not be in that space again. That's something that you have to work on and refresh your commitment for one another. When you make a fresh commitment, then this will, things will work out great for you guys. By doing this, you're truly making a recipe. You truly have a recipe for having a lasting relationship. uh Next tip, you want to always give your best and be sure that your significant other knows that you are doing so. So being your best, you're doing the best that you can, that you're also, you know, putting your best foot forward, giving your all to everything that you do for your partner. There are so many times in relationships end because one person doesn't feel like the other person is doing their best. When couples are secure about the trust that they have and believe that their partner is doing the best that they can, maybe if even knowing that they're doing more than their best, that's what help makes your relationship last longer. Next tip, you're in it to win it. You're in it for the long haul. You both have made the commitment to stay the course and be with each other. If marriage is what you want to do, then you both have committed to being married. Or if you're just being a couple, a committed couple for a long period of time, you made that commitment. And the two of you are so connected that it would literally hurt you if you broke apart and you broke up. Next tip, never kick your partner when they're down. So we've heard this when it comes to just people, but you don't want to, you're the last person that your partner needs kicking them while they're down. And when they're in a bad position, you need to be there to lift them up, not tear them down. That's the worst thing you could do for your partner. So lift them up. Couples that make their relationships last are supportive when one person is down. That's something that a lot of couples do. And final tip, they are grateful for each other. Things can happen. You could break up, or somebody, God forbid, passes away. Things happen. So it's important that you cherish every moment that you have with each other. Just the simple fact that you get to see each other again is enough for that couple. You have to be grateful. After going through a heartache and or tragedy, you can clearly see when you have someone to treasure. Your eyes are open more clearly, and it's like you just take the blinders off and you're so happy that you have somebody to stick it out with. So you just heard the 14 tips, or the 14 tips to having a lasting relationship. If you are looking to be in a relationship, try these tips out if the person is right for you. Even if you are trying to work on your current relationship, apply these tips to your relationship. And I want you to make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell so that you know when I have new content coming out for you. And I am so glad that you sat here with me and we made it through the 14 tips. And I thank you for chatting with me. Let me know how these tips work out for you. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at It's Ashley JW. And you can also leave a comment below. Until we chat again, bye.